Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day.
Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good day, good day. What?
Good. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Put that back. I would like some tissue. We have tissue that goes in a. We have tissue. No, that's a napkins. I want tissue.
Toilet paper?
No, tissue.
Oh, tissue. For sneezing?
Tissue. Teach your children what tissue is.
Tissue for sneezing?
Yes. I'm in a different spot today. I'm not at the table. I'm showing off.
We in a new spot.
Okay.
We in a
sign. We on some stuff this morning, y'all. I'm showing off, y'all. I'm showing off. See what I'm showing off? Good morning, Kleenex. Thank you. But Kleenex is the brand. Okay, quiet, son. Quiet. If you're gonna sit over here, bring a
poster.
Yes. I'm showing off.
Can you put this over
Kleenex
there?
Kleenex is the brand. That's hot. That's hot.
I don't trust myself.
That's hot. I hate me. Please put it right here. That's hot.
I don't trust myself here though.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning
if it spills,
you.
You can't blame me.
So I'm showing off today because I finally hung a picture behind my couch. You guys see it? Look. You see that?
Come on now.
Well, the lighting isn't great if I change the angle of the camera, but you see my picture? So the funny thing is that this picture looks like, to me, it looks like, it makes my living room look like an office, right? This isn't the kind of picture that I typically think of over someone's couch. But this picture it has a lot of memory to it.
We have a special guest this morning.
This is a photo that my father took. You know, my father was a photographer, and this is a photo that he took of Arts Hill. This is the art museum, St. Louis Art Museum, and this is Arts Hill. And all these little specks on this picture are, let me see if I can give you a close up. All these little specks. Can you guys see it? All these little specks are people riding their sleigh down their sleds. Their sleigh
rides, Mom.
Riding their sleds down Arts Hill. In the wintertime, if you're from St. Louis and you grow up in the city, thank you. It is a picture. It is what counts. But what counts for me is that it's a picture that has meaning. It has a lot of meaning, right? I grew up. Oh, thank you, Suli, because I don't have the names of people who are. Yes, if you grew up in St. Louis and you never took a sled down Arts Hill, you were sheltered. You would, and this picture doesn't give it the justice. Doesn't do it justice, because this hill is really actually kind of steep. The angle of the picture doesn't make it look like the hill is as steep as it is. And people used to go flying down this hill, and it was 2 tiers at least, maybe 3. And if you didn't stop on time, you ended up in the water at the bottom. So
that freezing cold water.
Yeah, you ended up in this freezing cold water. So a lot of times people, if they were going too fast, they would throw themselves off of their sled. And so you would see a whole bunch of sleds off on this frozen lake.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Yeah, it was scary though. I had to throw myself off of a sled a couple of times just in case.
Wait, hold up. I have a question.
Yes.
If wasn't the lake frozen over?
It was frozen over, but the fear.
But it was thin.
Art should always speak to me. It should. I grew up running around the art museum like it was a zoo, like it was a playground. My mother would go to the art museum.
Oh, that's the art museum?
This building at the top is the art museum. And just so we know, the St. Louis Art Museum, free. You could go in there as often as you wanted, hang out. And my mother would take us there, and she would sit in the foyer of the art museum, and she would write poetry while we were running around the art museum. She thought we were looking at exhibits, and we were. But at a certain point, when you've been to the art museum a million times and the exhibits haven't changed, you're just playing tag at the art museum. But she didn't know. All right. Good morning, Maza. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Stacy. Good. Let's see. Now that we are back in St. Louis, I'm going to take Phoenix. Yeah, but is there enough snow? Rose, and yes, I jumped off my sleds all the time. Yeah, you had to. You had to.
Why not just go on the lake?
Because the thing is that the lake was not always, you couldn't
Tell
count on how frozen that lake was. So you could end up going down into the lake or flying off, being in the lake and getting caught under frozen layers of ice and drowning. I mean, or hypothermia, right? Good morning, frostbite. Steve. Frostbite, hypothermia, whatever. That's Dee's favorite place wherever we go. Find a map of the city and find a museum. So you know what, Suli, at some point you need to go to St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis's museums are so fantastic. And
the Science Museum is really cool.
Yeah, and they are free. So you can go.
The City Museum.
Now, the City Museum is not free. The City Museum is not free. That was not there when I was growing up. The City Museum is more like a playground. It's not like a museum. It's called City Museum, but it's like a, look it up. It is phenomenal. It is fantastic. Your fifth great grandfather has a painting at that museum. Oh, wow. Which museum? The Art Museum? The one in Catalina was closed. The museum in Catalina.
Catalina Island?
No.
Mom?
Yeah, yes. They took a trip to Catalina Island.
Who?
Miss Suli and her son Z and a couple of other hikers from the hiking group we used to they went to Catalina Island.
Snorkeling there is really fun.
Did you do snorkeling?
Yeah, on my trip in 6th grade.
So see, Suli, we already said that when we get together, you're taking the boys out on the water. I will do other things. I will build with them, but you can take them out on the water.
With what?
All the kids have gone and love it, but I have not been. Oh my God, Rose, you haven't been to the City Museum? Girl, you are missing out. The City Museum is a kids museum, but it is for adults too. I got on those slides. Christian, Chelsea, we all got on the slides.
There's a lot of stuff kids wouldn't do.
And there's things at the City Museum that kids would not do.
Like cave. There's this cave that I used to
Let's pick a spot, Suli. Let's pick a spot, man. Good morning, Jana. Good morning. I'm so happy to see you here today. Good morning.
There's this really this fake rock cave. I mean, it's a cave, but it's made out of fake rock. And I went there many times. I went in it many times. I'm not going there again.
No, at the City Museum. So at the City Museum, they have a bus that's on the top of the building.
Oh yeah.
And let's say that
I remember Zara wouldn't go in.
Let's say that this is the building. Like my fist is the whole building. The bus is hanging off of the top of the edge of the building, and you can go into the bus and walk all the way out to the front of the bus. And the front of that bus is over the air, the street.
It's a big building.
It's a humongous tall building. This is the building. And the bus is hanging off like this, and they have a airplane like that too. You could go into the side of into the airplane, the jet,
and it's all destroyed too. The airplane. It's actual. I mean, might have been an actual airplane at some point, but it's completely destroyed. So it all looks rickety, like you think you're gonna fall off.
Yeah.
And then, but you're perfectly safe.
If you're afraid of heights, you would not be able to do the bus or a lot of the stuff.
Exactly.
A lot of the fun at the City Museum
is
climbing, and it's on the roof of the building.
Remember that big dome that I climbed?
Yes.
I was the only one who did it.
I'm telling you.
And I fully did it too. Like I think
I really love every time we go to the City Museum. I mean, every time we go to St. Louis, I want to go to the City Museum. It's a lot of fun. I climbed up into the top of this thing.
Wait, you went to the top too?
Yeah. You know, I'm the only reason you went to the top.
That's not true.
Yeah, because you didn't want to go, and I was like, okay, I'll go with you.
That's not true.
Whatever. Give me my credit. Nah. Let's see. Let me check airfares to St. Louis. Is there water? Nah, man. It's a lake, but it's a little lake. There's the lake, Suli. You're not going to get the water. But no, you're not going to get the water. And the river that you could go, that's a short drive from St. Louis. I wouldn't put you and Z on that river to save my life, because as much as I know you love the water, that river is a very dangerous river, and people die on that river yearly. The Merrimack River is no joke.
Merrimack River.
You're doing great at the table, baby. Don't lose it.
We're not at the table. We're at an ottoman.
Don't lose control.
At the ottoman.
You're doing great.
Okay, but we're
All
at
right.
the ottoman.
All right, but you're doing great. Don't lose control.
All
right. Okay. You took your hey, get that thing.
What?
He was trying to
He has
protect my
a
son
name.
and busted his face wide open. It was horrific. Wow. I don't like heights either. That's why. Oh, that's why you haven't gone. Yeah, that makes sense, Rose. If you don't like heights, and then they have now. I mean,
Busted his face out.
during coronavirus time. What are we doing? Right? What are we willing to do? What are we willing? Where are we willing to visit? Right? I'm sorry. There's a little note that just popped up that said my sister's birthday, and I'm like, wait, it's not today. It's tomorrow.
But how?
Carlisle Lake in Illinois. Okay.
Busted his face out.
So Suli, I mean, you don't go to St. Louis for the water. You don't do that.
Water.
The Missouri River, no, the Mississippi River, which is where the arch is filthy, nasty, disgusting. You don't get in.
Yeah,
Okay?
we were actually right next to it.
You don't do anything
Mom,
with that river.
We were right next to it, right? When we
Mm-hmm.
Remember how there was that helicopter thing? I wanted to go on it.
Yeah, you can do a helicopter ride. The Missouri, the Mississippi River, because it was expensive. I didn't have money like that, or the desire.
Well, we did do the bike ride though. That was
the
fun.
Mississippi River is filthy. That's closest to you, right? If you go to St. Louis, the Mississippi River is downtown St. Louis. So you don't go for the river. You could go
to a pool.
To this lake. Now this lake, I'm teasing. This lake is, I mean, you can go paddle boating on the lake. You can go canoeing on the lake.
Just not swimming.
You can't swim in this lake. That's disgusting. You can't swim in it. It's a man-made lake, but it is a massive man-made lake. So you could have a day of paddle boating.
What's it called?
Paddle boat, not paddleboard, paddle boat or canoeing on this lake. That's about the best fun you're going to have in St. Louis on some water is to go to Forest Park and go to this lake.
What's it called?
Forest Park.
Forest Park Lake?
I guess, yeah. And at Forest Park, you have the zoo, you have the museum, the art museum, and you have the...
Wait, did you go to that high school?
You have to, what is it? Hold on. You have the art museum, science museum, and the zoo. So, Creve Coeur Lake, okay. You would have a good time. You would have a good time in St. Louis at Forest Park. And if you centered yourself around Forest Park, you could do the paddle boating, you could do the canoeing, you could do the museum, you could do the zoo, and you would really need a couple of days to do all of these activities because the zoo itself, St. Louis, yeah, Karen, right? St. Louis is for sightseeing, and it's family-oriented sightseeing. That's the thing. You can go and take a vacation to St. Louis. Like people don't think about, oh, I'm going to St. Louis. Yeah, not really. Oh, the History Museum, right? You have the History Museum, the Art Museum, the Science Center, the Jewel Box. The Jewel Box, isn't that that's flowers, right? That's what's that called? What's it called? The flower place. What's the flower place called? Hey. I can't think of the name of it. What's it called? Something. Anyway.
Is that Circuit Coffee?
Yeah. So
she's not drinking coffee, she's drinking tea.
I'm drinking coffee. So not the plant. I talked last night with my friend in St. Louis about visiting there next year. Wait, who is that? Erica. We need to you need to hook it up, girl. When you're visiting St. Louis, let me know. We'll all meet you there.
City
I try to go once a year. I didn't go this year. Lots of history in the Mississippi River, ship battles, etc. Yeah, Butterfly House. Yes.
What's the Butterfly House?
So you know what the thing is? Good morning, Maida. Good morning. Suli, St. Louis is a wonderful place. St. Louis is a very dangerous place right now. It's one of the most dangerous cities in botanical gardens. Oh my God, thank you. I couldn't think of that to save my life, Karen.
What's the Butterfly House?
But the beautiful thing about St. Louis is this, and which is the thing that I did not like when I moved to California. I had grown up in a city that was so geared towards resources and activities for kids that I expected that as the norm, right? I just thought every city was like that. Every zoo was free. Every science center, every museum was free. But guys, when I'm talking about free, I'm not talking about free and
Like pay for-
minimalist. I'm not talking about free and less than stellar quality.
or pay for a subscription.
Right. I'm talking about a St. Louis Zoo that makes the National Zoo that puts the National Zoo to shame. I'm talking about a
Really?
science center that, in my opinion,
Has
puts
really
the,
cool aviation simulators.
oh yes, puts
I mean, they
the,
might not have those anymore.
no, they do.
Oh, they do? Really?
The St. Louis Science Center puts the Exploratorium to shame.
Exploratorium where?
The San Francisco Exploratorium.
Isn't that just an aquatic place?
No, the Exploratorium is a science center.
Oh.
Puts it to shame. Do you hear me? To shame. And
Where's the National?
when you grow up in St. Louis, when you grow up in St. Louis and you have all of these things at your hands, at your disposal, easily accessible,
And it's all free.
and it's all free, and then you go to
California, where
California.
everything is absolutely ridiculously expensive.
and you walk around like, oh my God, this is it. This is what y'all call a science center. This is what you call it. I mean,
yeah,
like
the Lawrence Hall of Science. I remember I used to love that. But
the Lawrence Hall of Science, all of that.
it was
All
fun,
of that I go through. I still till this day look at my upbringing in St. Louis, and as much as I don't want to live in St. Louis now, and I would not live in St. Louis now
because of the crime.
Because of the crime rate, and because it's not as it's coming up, but it's not as diverse as I would like for it to be.
It'd be nice going to
I'm
the
a
City
coast
Museum
person. I'm a either coast kind of
Oh,
person. I'm more
gosh.
East Coast than I am West Coast,
No
but give
beaches,
me
I can't
either
do that.
coast. Don't put me in the middle of the country. I can't do middle of the country thinking. I can't do middle of the country thinking. Really, I just can't. Yeah, all zoos outside. Now, I haven't been to the San Diego Zoo. I've heard that that's a good zoo. Airfares are $200 round trips.
Mom.
Sully.
Oh wait, you missed it. I was gonna say look at Sir because he was looking right at you, right at the camera.
You see his Sully. Sully. Let's plan it. Let's wait. Let's do it in the springtime. Let's do it in the springtime. You don't want to go in the winter. You don't want to be in St. Louis in the winter. Let's do it in the springtime. Or we can do it in the early summer. By the time California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco is no, Steve, not compared to the St. Louis Science Museum. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Chance.
Nothing compares. At the equivalent of the Academy of Sciences is the St. Louis Science Center. And in the St. Louis Science Center, they actually have flight simulations that you as a child or an adult, so Etienne, I think Etienne was 5 years old when we went one year and he was flying this flight simulator.
Yeah, it had like the actual joystick.
Yeah. Now.
And then there's also the flight simulator at the aviation museum here that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's probably my favorite one that I've been on.
So this is the thing. Yeah, you can't do the Science Center in an hour. Rose, am I wrong? I don't see anybody. No. So the St. Louis Science Center, when I was growing up, it was one building. It was small, and it was on one side of the highway, right? And as once I grew up and moved outside.
Oh, right, because now there's a big bridge, right, over the highway.
Yeah, they connected the old Science Center to a new, more state-of-the-art building, and so now it's twice the size, or actually a little bit more than twice the size of what it used to be. And so it's just a phenomenal place. And if you have never been to St. Louis, Missouri, Smithsonian's are great. It's bigger. Rose, what was you saying is bigger? I know I asked you a question, but now I don't remember what that question was. I don't remember what that question. Yeah. You can't do it in an hour. And okay, so let's be clear. When I was growing up, the museum was free. The planetarium, the planetarium. There's a planetarium in St. Louis. Oh, it's the planetarium that is connected to the Science Center. Is that what you're saying, Mom? The old one was the planetarium. I think that's what you're saying. And then there's the Magic House. There's a Magic House. Yeah, but the Magic House is not free. The Magic House is not free.
Is it for kids?
It's definitely for kids. It's where we used to go when we were little. They had this big ball. You see what happens? I put on my dad's photo and I start just thinking about home. I start reminiscing about home, right? So today, that's what we're getting started. We were reminiscing about home.
Wait,
That's
we're just
what
getting
doing.
started?
So the title of today's talk was supposed to be "Let's Get It Started," but I don't know what we're getting started because today I'm reminiscing because I put up my father's photo and it takes me back, and of course I miss my dad, and I miss the fun that I had with my family in St. Louis. I miss my family, of course.
Do you do Let's Get It Started every Sunday?
No.
Like, but it's like to prepare for the upcoming week.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, he took this photo. My father was a professional. Okay, man. My father was a professional photographer my whole entire life, and this is one of his photos. Now, this is not one of the better photos that he has.
It's still a good photo,
but it's a great photo. His wife didn't, give us the best photo.
She was selfish.
Anyway, no, don't say that.
You know, so you're thinking it.
Take down what?
You know you're thinking it.
What are you saying? Take down? Yes, this is my dad's photo. This is my dad's photo, and then I put up another one in Etienne's room.
Y'all want to see that?
Ice skating in the park. I mean, the thing is that you can hear all of these negative things about any city, right? Wow. You can hear all of these negative things, but go with the natives. Find out from the natives. Find out from people who are like you, who are interested in activities like yours, like the kinds of activities. Like, for example, if I were going to Suli's hometown and I wanted to do something with the water, I would ask Suli, where's the best waterway for me to visit? Where should I go to do kayaking or?
Are you gonna finish that donut?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish the donut. Now, y'all know I'm not kayaking, honey. I can't pay attention to Sir and do my tea time at the same time. So I need you to get him.
Just wash my hands.
I know, but babe, I need you to get
him. Put him in
back.
No, it's fine.
Sir, you can't be on the couch, man. That's not okay. Y'all, Etienne dropped Sir yesterday.
I did not.
Yes, he did.
It wasn't that high.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
That boy talking about it wasn't that high. You know that boy is 10 feet tall, and he had Sir on his shoulder and dropped him.
You're making me look bad, Mom.
I'm only laughing because when I got the bird, remember I told y'all when I got a bird, I dropped the bird. So and remember when we first got my Nuggetlicious, we dropped it. He jumped off of the thing.
Do you drop a bird?
So despite the fact that we love the animals, we can't figure out how not to drop them. Okay.
A bird.
I didn't just drop him. I actually smashed the cage door on him. Yeah, Grant's Farm, where you can go see the Clydesdale horses. St. Louis is a beautiful place, and I get to come in, and I chose this photo. My sister went to St. Louis.
Mom? We're going to have a conversation about this.
You can heat that up.
Can this thing go on?
No, put it on the plate.
Yeah,
babe, go ahead. Okay, son, let me finish.
We're going to have a conversation about the bird.
Okay. You dropped Sir, so we could talk about the bird all day long.
Yes. Wow.
Oh man, he dropped Sir. It was terrible. And then I was like, hand him to me, and the poor thing peed all over me. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens.
And you dropped a bird.
He definitely scared the piss out of that hamster.
But it was white.
Okay, ew, don't talk about it.
Why not? Did they come here?
You know what? St. Louis is a beautiful place. I love going there and playing tourist. And maybe that's what I'm going to do on my 50th birthday. Maybe I'm going to go back home. Maybe, don't worry. Wait, Suli says, don't worry. She stepped on her brother's kittens. See?
What is wrong with you people?
You dropped Sir.
And you dropped a bird.
Yeah, well.
How do you drop a bird? It flies.
Oh, that's true. Etienne, Miss Rose said, don't get so excited. You loud, baby. You loud. She said, shh. Thank you, Miss Rose. Oh, wow. Well, Suli killed how can you kind of die, Suli? What is it kind of died? Like, is that like halfway dead? Not completely dead? What does that actually mean?
Died.
Okay, Etienne, you loud, baby. You loud.
It's like, it's not dead, but it's on life support.
Okay. Careful.
Careful.
Okay, shh. Not so loud, baby. Not so loud. They can't see your face. Get your hair out of your face. Get your hair out of your face. So,
Oh, why did you put it up?
the experiences that I had
You want
growing
to finish
up.
that coffee?
I am, babe. So the experiences that I had growing up are the kinds of experiences that I always look for my kids. And one of the hardest things about living in California was having to pay for these dang experiences all the time. Now, we did the beach. The beach was free, right? So we did the beach a lot. We did the park. Samuel P. Taylor. Thank you.
T. Paylor.
Right.
T. Paylor. We did do Six Flags a lot, but then after a
It's
while it just got
expensive.
boring.
It did. I got a season pass to
Six Flags. But the sad thing is, we got rid of the season pass before I wanted to get on an actual roller coaster.
No, you've been on roller coasters before. You stopped wanting to go on.
No, not on a loop-de-loop one.
Yes, you have.
When?
In St. Louis, at the St. Louis.
That wasn't a loop-de-loop.
Well, whatever. It was too much for me.
It was just really fast.
Yeah.
I wanted to go on one with a loop-de-loop.
But these are the types of experiences that parking at the beach is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But we would go to Stinson Beach a lot, and we would go
Where's
to
Stinson Beach? Right, I remember.
We would go to what was the other beach?
We went to that beach in San Francisco with the bonfires.
What fees, Suli? I never paid a fee to park at the beach. I never paid a fee. Girl, you go to the wrong beaches. Stinson Beach, and then there's another one that you go through the one-way tunnel, and I can't. Jana, are you still on? What's the name of that beach? I can't remember the name of that beach. I never could remember the name of that beach.
Rodeo Beach.
Rodeo Beach.
I always called
So
it
if you come to
Rodeo
Six
Beach.
Flags, it's cheaper to buy a season pass.
I always called it Rodeo Beach.
Rodeo Beach.
Rodeo
Beach.
Rodeo.
We would go there, and the parking wasn't so terrible there when we would go.
No, it was.
Oh, Ocean Beach. Yeah. I hate going to Ocean Beach, though. I hate going to Ocean Beach because Ocean Beach parking is horrible.
Where's Ocean
Horrible.
Beach?
That's where we would go to the bonfire.
Oh.
Ocean Beach parking is, yeah. Samuel P. Taylor Park is closed? Oh, because of the fires? I miss Samuel P. Taylor Park.
Mm-hmm.
I do miss that park. I absolutely miss that park. Being able to remember, Jana, we would go to the bike, take the boys with their bikes out there, and then let them play.
Like once.
No, we did it with the bikes. No, you did it when you were younger too. You just might not remember. And then we would do a lemon tour. I never went to lemon tour, and I never went to Paradise, but I know you've gone to lemon tour.
There's also what was it?
Lemon tour.
No,
Lemon
not that.
Tour.
The national park that starts with a P.
That's where out in San Francisco.
No.
Or in the area.
I think it has something to do with fruit. Like it has a fruit in the name.
I don't know. Find the things in your city. I think that find the things in your city that you can do without paying. It was so beautiful. My mother had 5 kids. Do you think we would have all the experiences that we had growing up with all of the exhibits, all of the museums and things that we visited on a regular basis? Do you think we would have had that growing up if she had to pay for 5 kids and herself and my dad? I mean, when they were together.
Mom, don't you have 8 siblings?
I didn't grow up in the house with all 8. I have 11. There's 11 of us, but I didn't grow up in the house with
11?
Yes. But hold on. I didn't grow up in the house we didn't all grow up in the house together. 5 of us grew up in the house together.
Oh, we're the other 2, like in
the 2 and 5 is only 7.
Well, I would assume
I said 11.
I thought like some of those were like your step siblings.
Yes. So my step siblings I didn't grow up in the house with, and then my half siblings I didn't grow up in the house with. They grew up in California. We were in Missouri.
Wait, who did they grow up?
Their mom.
Oh.
When I lived in Illinois, I felt that Phoenix missed out on the things I was able to experience growing up. Yes. You know what, Karen? When I lived everywhere I've lived, I feel like my kids missed out
on something.
No, Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix is her daughter's name.
Oh.
I feel like my kids missed out on those trips to the zoo. Although, look, I got California children. Chelsea told my mom, I don't want to go to the zoo because I don't think we should be putting the animals in the cages. So there went the zoo, right? There is a big national forest that starts with a P. It has so much fire. What's the P? What is it? What is it? What's it called, Jenna? What's that national forest called?
I'm trying to think of it, or I'm looking it up.
But I think it's a beautiful thing when the cities who have, you know, large family populations are really geared towards those families. And that's one of the things I love California. I didn't love it when I was there. I love it now. When I look back and I'm in a happy place. Lord have mercy. My mama's special. That's what she is, special. You are special. You're the only one. You're the only one like you. I woke up this morning. I was really reminiscing. Putting this photo up.
I couldn't find it.
Putting this photo up had me singing childhood songs. We got up this morning. Etienne and I went for a walk. We went to Dunkin' Donuts because now I'm hooked on Dunkin' Donuts coffee, right? I'm not even a coffee drinker, but during this time of the year when my asthma starts acting up, I'm a coffee fool.
There was Muir. Oh, Point Reyes.
Point Reyes. That's what Point Reyes. Uncle Bobby and Auntie Elaine made sure we were exposed to lots of things. Yes.
That has something to do with fruit.
Yes, you did say that, honey. Jenna says there's a place called Plumade. Plumade National Forest. Oh, I never heard of that. Etienne was talking Plumes National. Okay, I was like, what is Plumade?
Maybe it's a cross between nomad and then some other word.
No, it was a typo. She meant plumes. We were exposed to so much. Bike rides through Forest Park. I mean, Forest Park was like okay. Forest Park was like Golden Gate Park. Except that I think driving through and around Golden Gate Park is much busier than driving through Forest Park because Golden Gate Park seems like there's lots of homes and streets that kind of are intermingled with the park itself, whereas with Forest Park really was like a square, a massive, huge square in a Plumas. Thank you. Okay, thank you. That's starting to sound more familiar, Jana. But Forest Park was like a massive square in the middle of the city. So once you drove into the park, you didn't really have too much traffic. I mean, there were lots of little streets that you went through to go different ways into that park. And there were so many different things in that park that you would, you'd follow the signs. You had the outdoor Muni Opera. You had where they had musicals, and we went to those musicals every week during the summer, during their season. You had the zoo. You had the, it's more traffic now. Okay, it's more traffic now, but it's still a different kind of way that the traffic flows, Mom. I remember there being traffic when I was growing up, but it's just different. You're in the park and driving through the park. In the park and driving through Forest Park is very different than being in Golden Gate Park. Like Tilden. Probably more like Tilden. Yes, probably, yes. In terms of how it feels driving through, probably more like Tilden, because Forest Park is in the middle of the city, but not quite like San Francisco, middle of the city. You know what I mean? It's just a little different. So closer to like Tilden Park. But to have those experiences and to have that as to be the base of my development, exposure to all of these things, the base of my development. I can really honestly look at times when I used to I saw Fiddler on the Roof at the St. Louis Muni Opera. Huh? I saw Annie at the St. Louis Outdoor Fiddler on the Roof. It's a very classic.
Oh, I thought you meant fiddler as in someone who plays the violin, and you saw that, and you saw a person like
you saw. Roof. Yeah. No, it's the name of the musical, Fiddler on the Roof, Annie. Those are the two that stand out. But every summer, through the summer, we went to see different musicals, right? And these musicals were not just these little St. Louis podunk productions. No, these are major productions with a lot of times major
Have you
actors.
ever seen Hamilton?
Seen what? Okay, I'm not playing with you.
Hamilton.
No, Hamilton didn't exist when I was growing up.
Oh, wait, that was only on Broadway too, right?
There's always traffic. Yeah, there's always traffic. It's just a different feel. Even when I was young, it would take 30 minutes to get out. Yes. It's just a different feel. It's the difference is that driving through Golden Gate Park, you feel like you're driving through the streets. I don't know if I can't describe it, but it's a different feel. It's definitely a different feel.
Oh yeah,
It's down the street from Delmar Loop, which they have upgraded. What's down the street from Delmar Loop? You are not in the free seats because your grandma. I didn't say we had free seats. I didn't say we had free seats. If I said we had free seats, I misspoke. No, I know we weren't in the free seats. The free seats were in the nosebleed section.
Free seats of what?
We went to the Muni Opera. But look at that.
Wait, why do you say nosebleed section? Because
it was in the back. It was all the way up in the back.
What does nosebleed have to do with it?
Because when people say the nosebleed section, that means that you're really high up. And sometimes people do get nosebleeds from being so high up. So it's called the nosebleed section.
So being high up is bad?
Oh, I think
at the opera, at least.
Thank you, Rose. Yeah.
Wait, do they only call that?
I love going with Grandma Robinette. I know, right? The only thing I didn't like about going with her is that you had to dress a particular way. You had to put on your pantyhose, and I'm like, Grandma, it's 5,000 degrees outside. I don't want to wear no pantyhose. But you had to dress right when you went out with my grandmother. How do I always end up on the feed with no one else? I feel like I'm talking to myself. Well, where did you join? No, Suli, you're not on the feed with nobody. Oh, because you joined from the page and not from the group. So if you go into the group, then you'll be where everybody else is. So there's Roses on YouTube, and then everybody else is on the Live Talk, Tea Time with Kai Live Talks group. And you went in from Tea Time with Kai page. So switch over to the group, and then you'll be where everybody else is. Let's see. Yeah, we had to dress crazy. I mean, not crazy, appropriately. It taught us something, right? It taught us something, but I hated it because it'd be hot as whatever, hot. We had to be all dressed up and wear your hair nicely, and you had to represent. Altitude. Okay, thank you. The Muni free seats were awesome. So this is the thing. That's what I was about to say. Remember that I said there were a lot of free things for families to do. So the Muni Opera, this fantastic opera house, outdoor opera house, and you could buy season passes to go. You could buy daily tickets, I guess. I don't know, but I'm sure you could. But my grandmother had season passes every year, right? And if you couldn't afford to pay for the Muni tickets, you could go to the free seats. They had free seats. Now, you had to bring your binoculars because the free seats were in the nosebleed section. Not really. It wasn't that high up. It's not like a stadium, right? But it was so far back that the people would look like little ants on the stage. So you just bring your binoculars. But even in the seats that we paid for, we used binoculars. We showed up at the Muni Opera every Monday, I think we went. And we had binoculars. My grandmother had a set of binoculars for each of us. Opera glasses. Did you bring your opera glasses? Everybody had opera glasses. The rest of us called them binoculars, but everybody had opera glasses. And but the key is here you have this city that has lots and lots of families. Sound of Music. I saw the Sound of Music there. I saw Fiddler on the Roof. I saw Annie. And some of them I liked more than others, right? Not all of the. Oh, hey, Etienne. Etienne is joining us from Tea Time from YouTube. Hey, Tea Timer Etienne. That is why I mentioned that you were not in the free seats. Yes, Mondays. Okay, just woke up. Good morning. Good morning, Tobiah. Good morning. Turn that down.
But I want it to be like weird.
No.
Weird.
Turn it down.
Fine. I'm giving you extra views.
I know, baby, but you were doing so great, but you're starting to lose it.
All right,
don't lose focus.
I'll just leave it on.
Okay. So this is the thing. That's the hardest thing about raising children in San Francisco for me. And I wasn't in San Francisco. I was in the San Francisco Bay Area. I was in San Anselmo. The hardest thing about raising kids in the San Francisco Bay Area was the cost of raising kids in the San Francisco Bay Area. If you want your children to have exposure to arts and culture, you have to pay for it. And
Or
here
you
you
have to go
had
to the areas where it's not exactly safe.
okay. Then you have these other cities like where I mean, I had this example. Like if you don't know the St. Louis existence with the St. Louis free culture for arts and culture, right? If you don't know that, you don't know what you're missing. But if you can raise 5 kids in St. Louis, Missouri, and your 2 godchildren, and you can expose them to art and culture regularly without extra expense, is St. Louis all that bad of a place to be? Now, yeah, because you might get shot walking down the street. You might get carjacked or something, so don't go.
Carjacked, is that a thing?
It is a thing. We saw the unsinkable Molly Brown. I don't remember that one. I'm sure, but I don't remember that one. That's the one that I like the most.
You have to be able to see Nugget, Mom.
Shakespeare in the Park was great. Now San Francisco has what's that? Oh, Stern Grove. Stern Grove
Isn't
reminded
that a concert
me.
venue or something?
It is. Stern Grove reminded me of St. Louis. Being able to go to Stern Grove and see free concerts reminded me of St. Louis. And I loved it. There were some seasons that I would be there every Sunday at Stern Grove, and I would be the first one, even when I was pregnant with this plate snatcher.
Plate snatcher?
Yeah, you're not a crumb snatcher, boy. You snatched the whole plate, not the
That could be the name of my teacher.
When I was pregnant
I want
with
that
him,
to be my new nickname. Call me Plate Snatcher.
plate snatcher. Okay. When I was
Snatch your plate.
why is somebody on your WhatsApp called person?
Oh, that's my dad.
Okay. What? We're not even going. That's a whole other conversation.
I'm gonna call him back.
Oh, growing up in San Francisco.
See you later, people.
Okay. All right. Bye. Everybody say bye to each other.
Bye.
Growing up in San Francisco in the 1950s and 60s was inexpensive.
what
Oh, that's
it's like to my
fantastic.
computer.
That's fantastic, Tobiah. That's fantastic because it's it's like hello, pay attention to the families. Pay attention to your families. We want our kids to grow up well-rounded, right? We want them not to grow up committing crimes, involved in all kinds of not great things, and yet we don't give them things to be involved in. And then we tax, not literal taxes, but we tax the parents so heavily. You want your kid in summer camp? That's fine. Fine, they can go to summer camp. That's $5,000 for the week. And then you want them to go to horseback riding camp? Fine, that's $7,000 for the week. And they only can come between 12 and 3. Oh. Auntie Karen said bye. I only remember because, okay, Debbie Reynolds was in your favorite one. But Miss Rose said bye. The Exploratorium and the Palace of Fine Arts. Yeah, I mean, these are some phenomenal places, but being able to experience these things and to give people the kinds of memories that I have with this Arts Hill. To be able to get up and come in here and look at this and be reminded of my childhood, be reminded of my dad, be reminded of my childhood, be reminded of all of the fun that I had, all of the exposure that I had. Do you guys realize that this lake was frozen over, right? Now, I don't know if our parents knew, but my older brother and siblings would have us out here ice skating on this lake, okay? We were supposed to. That was so unsafe. We would be out there ice skating on this lake. We're some bad little suckers. Bad little suckers. Now, though, hard to think of anything open, safe, suitable to all minds, ages at the same time. No, Jana, that is the thing. In San Francisco, yes. But that is the thing. Every time I go back to St. Louis, the whole family, up until no, even now, when we go back to St. Louis, we do Science Center, we do Art Museum, because is free. And it's not just me. And you have to think about the fact that my affordability, what's affordable for me, may not be what's affordable for my brother and his kids, or my sister and her kids, or my nieces and their kids. So we make a point when we go to St. Louis to pick activities that would be easy for everybody to participate in. So we only choose the free stuff. And then, let me not say that. We don't only choose the free stuff. We sometimes choose other activities, but we throw in enough free stuff so that nobody's left out. Nobody is left out. When we go back to St. Louis and we do things, we do it as a family group. Oh, you said that lake is only 3 feet deep. Well, we didn't know when we were kids, Mama. We didn't know when we were kids. And plus, so what? You can still drown in 3 feet of water if you get frozen under a block of ice. We didn't know. Y'all freaked us out talking about don't be on that lake. So you didn't let us know at that time that it was only 3 feet deep. And you know this child of yours, I don't care if it's a foot deep. I don't want to be in it. Okay, I could probably do a foot. Girl, we didn't need the ice skating rink at Forest Park. We had our ice skating rink right here at the bottom of Arts Hill. This was more adventurous. The ice skating rink was not adventurous. This, you didn't really need, okay, let me be clear. We weren't ice skating with ice skates. We were ice skating with shoes because the lake was frozen over. So we were just slipping and sliding. That was our hood ice skating, right? That was our rigged ice skating. Just go slip around on some ice. I remember St. Louis Zoo and the Arch. Right, Tabaya. Right. But think about the experiences that we afford our kids, that we afford ourselves, and how those, or that were afforded to us, and how that shaped us, how we are shaping our kids. What are we exposing them to, and what are we exposing ourselves to? And Jenna, I want to go back to the thing about the activities that we do. All ages can appreciate and enjoy those activities. The St. Louis Zoo is not just for little bitty people, little bitty kids, right? Now, every one of these, look, that must be Karen talking about don't tell everything. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I'm stopping Karen. She don't need to know all of it, right? Might cause her too much stress to know what we actually did. I'm done. Our secret is safe. What was I getting ready to say? Oh my God. Yeah, I'm having so much fun. I'm really getting this week started out right. This is such a really good feeling right now, just to reminisce in such tremendous moments of pleasure, right? Now, y'all know my daddy used to beat our tail when we acted up, right? And Aunt Gloria and my mother, yeah, they used to beat our tails. So there were some moments when we got in trouble for the things we did, but we did a lot of stuff they didn't find out about. We were kids. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Anyway, the thing about it is, what I was going to say is that all of these places now, things that were made to be free aren't. Yeah, okay, that's what I was going. Well, Tabaya, that's San Francisco. That's San Francisco, and this is the whole problem. That's not Missouri. I'm sorry, that's not St. Louis. However, each of those free places always had things there that you could pay for. For example, you didn't get to ride the train through the zoo for free. You had to walk through the zoo. It was free to enter the zoo, free to go to all of the exhibits. I don't think at that time there were any exhibits you had to pay for. Free to go to all of the exhibits. But now you want to get on the train? Oh, you got to pay for that. So we never took the train. We walked. First of all, you got 5 kids. You don't want to put them on the train. Exactly. It's built into the tax structure of St. Louis. Rose, thank you. The museums and zoo, those things that are free in St. Louis, is built into how taxes are paid in St. Louis, so people's taxes pay for that. I think there was an endowment at first, and then the taxes for not just the city of St. Louis, but the surrounding counties. There's taxes collected that pay for those places. However, there are exhibits now that you pay for, and people donate. Thank you, Rose. There are exhibits that you pay for. So, for example, the St. Louis Zoo, several years back, built a children's zoo, and the inside of it, right, added a children's zoo section, right. Well, you have to pay to go into the children's zoo. You can go through all the rest of the zoo, which is massive, and you could take 2 days to travel the whole zoo if you want to see every exhibit at the St. Louis Zoo, unless you are some sort of Sully. It's going to take you 2 days to get through that zoo at least. So you better plan for the whole weekend. Come see half of it on Saturday, see the other half on Sunday, and you're good. You can take 2 days to go through the whole zoo and not have to pay for anything. But if you have little bitty children with you, you might want to give them the experience of the children's zoo. And so then you pay for that and you go into the children's zoo. If you want to hold the snakes, you may have to pay to hold the snakes, right? You can do that. So there are exhibits and there are activities, or if you want to pay to ride the train, you do that. If you go to the St. Louis Science Center and you want to do the flight simulation, I think there might be a fee for the flight simulation. There might be a fee for the what's that theater where the stuff is all on the roof? You know what I'm saying? Because in California they have it too. The Dome. Anyway, so a special theater, if you want to go into the special theater, there are exhibits that you pay for. However, you can enjoy the whole place. You can enjoy the whole place without having ever paid for anything. So you can come in there with no money and enjoy the whole place, or you can make a decision that I'm going to pay for IMAX. Thank you. The OmniMax. Thank you. So you can decide you want to pay for something or not. It's up to you. But the point is you don't have to in order to enjoy your time there. The City Museum is new. I didn't grow up with the City Museum. I feel like this is a whole St. Louis commercial, which is not what I intended on it being. It's a San Francisco versus St. Louis commercial. But I'm stuck in reminiscing because my father's photo is on the wall. If you get to the children's zoo at the right time, it's free. Oh, I didn't know that. I remember when the Steinhardt was free and the DeYoung Museum was free as well. Wow, I don't remember any of that. That was before my time. I mean, my time in California, right? It is a very big zoo. I love it. Find the activities. Don't break yourself. The experiences that you can remember, that you can have, that really shape you, don't have to be things you pay for, right? What are some of the things? Come and visit St. Louis. Who said that? Karen. I will. When I come, you better come on out. I will. I usually try to come when my grandmother was alive and when my dad was alive. I would try to come at least once a year. But now that my dad is gone, my grandmother's gone, I just got a few friends there. Vaughn is not there anymore. Victor is there. Vaughn and Victor are my brothers, two of my brothers. Oh, and then my stepsister Bernadette and stepsisters Bernadette and Sheila are there. So I still have some family there that I can visit. And nieces are there. So I will still, and then friends, very good friends. Since when I've never seen a free time for the children's zoo in St. Louis. Oh, I wasn't born yet to buy. Okay, well, that was a long. So it was really before my time. I was thinking before my time in San Francisco, but find the activities that are free and do those things a lot. Have fun doing those things. You can still do paid for activities. Absolutely. You can still, I mean, Jana, think about how many times you went to Samuel P. Taylor Park. There's no cost for that. I mean, you might have to pay to park, but there's not a huge cost to enjoying the outdoors. Golden Gate Park is free. I love Golden Gate Park. Somebody introduced me to the playground at Golden Gate Park where you have the concrete playground and you take the cardboard and you slide down the concrete playground with the cardboard. My friend Darian introduced me to that. I love that park. I don't like driving there because parking sucks. It's terrible to try to find parking. Oh, there's free concerts at the Arch in the summers. Find these activities, guys. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for us to still do a lot of these things with COVID safety measures, right? Maybe. Well, listen, when we went to Cincinnati, we went into the Rock and Roll Museum Hall of Fame and or Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they had a requirement for masks and they had social distancing requirements, and we did it, and it was fine. Well, it was fine. They had hand sanitizer all over the place, and everybody had their mask on. So you can still do these museums now in some of these areas. You can still do them, practicing social distancing and safety measures. Wear your mask and wash your hands and hand sanitizer. So still look for these types of activities, and then all of the outdoor stuff, right? And find a way to enjoy the outdoors. Find a way to experience it yourself and to allow that experience for people around you, whether it be your kids or or your wife or whatever. There's an app that tells you times of events in St. Louis. I just can't think of it right now. When you think of it, let us know. There is or was a sculpture park. It's beautiful. I need to see if it's still open. You know what? And I remember going to summer camp, and part of summer camp was we carved a teepee. No, we carved the totem pole. We carved a totem pole, and that totem pole is still up. Now, I can't tell you which one because all of them are still up in St. Louis Park, St. Louis Forest Park. And I can look at the row of the totem poles, and I don't know which one of those I helped carve, but I did help carve one of them. When I was stationed in Missouri, I would go to the St. Louis Zoo on Sunday and people watch. Yes, yes. It's a great place. It's a great place. And you can find all of these kinds of great places in whatever city you're in. You don't have to go to the Six Flags and all this extra crowded, touristy. I mean, this stuff is touristy too, but you don't have to do all that stuff. We have a bunch of street shows and craft shows in Clayton and Kirkwood. You know what, Rose? I remember having street fairs. I remember having neighborhood fairs. Why don't we have neighborhood fairs anywhere else, right? Why is it that I remember having my artwork up at the neighborhood fair? I was like 5. I don't even remember how old really, but I was a kid. And I could walk down the street and see my artwork outside hanging up and be proud. And there's music and there's booths and there's all kinds of stuff. I think that was in what's the area, Mom? Not Lafayette Square. Central West End. Central West End. I remember that. I didn't know they put them up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They put them up. I mean, it's so fantastic. It's such a beautiful upbringing, right? To think back to think back to those times. How can we recreate that now? The things that we had that shaped us, that fed us, that helped us be so proud of who we are. No matter what crap was going on around us, we were proud of ourselves. We talked about this as we're talking about as we're reading this book, Caste, how it is so amazing, especially as Black folks in America. It's so amazing. And I know not everybody's Black at this table, but as Black folks in America, how we have dealt with so much oppression, so much crap, so many times people looking at us like we are nothing, telling us we are nothing. And through it all, we look at ourselves in the morning and say, I am somebody. I am something. I am something. I am a force to be reckoned with. But would I have that belief about myself had I not had all of what was poured into me as a child, all of the exposures that I had? Would I still be able to look at myself today and say, yeah, I'm somebody? You're nobody, I'm somebody. Growing up in San Francisco, we didn't have a Pier 39 back then. Wait, which one is Pier 39? Is that the touristy one? Is Pier 39 the touristy one? My girlfriend's father helped build the arch. Wow. It is still rated #1 to raise a family. St. Louis is a beautiful place to be from. I tell you that. We used to take you around to have you act sad so we could get free food at the block. Y'all used to use me, Karen. I believe it. I totally believe it. And y'all trifling selves probably didn't even share the free food with me. Okay, y'all, I'm the youngest one, and Karen is my god sister. So when she says we, she means she and my older siblings and her brother used to take me, the youngest, around to look sad and miserable so folks would feel sorry for them and give us food. Mama, your babies was out there begging and using me to beg for food. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Anyway, guys. So sometimes you're going to see me sitting in front of my dad's photo. Sometimes you're going to see me. I have my father with me in my living room at all times. As a kid, we stayed out as much as possible, building carts and scooters, pitching pennies and shooting marbles. Yes, yes, yes. Tobiah, we used to have, maybe that's the picture that's going to go up here. I'm trying to think about, I like this picture here, but it has no color. And I need some color in my living room. So I might, and I also feel like I need a picture or something on either side of it. So I'm going to try to find something that has like some yellow, because my colors in my living room are yellow and gray. So I need to put some yellow. And one of the things that I thought about was, wait, sorry, I'm losing my thought here. Oh, we have a picture of our dog, and we used the dog that I had grown up, Kimba, and we used to. I remember a time we built a go-kart, and we had Kimba attached to it. We built a sled, and we had Kimba attached to it, and had her and some of her puppies pulling us through the neighborhood like little snow sleigh dogs, right? Thank you, Rose. I was thinking of artful. Yeah, I was thinking of artful objects too. I was thinking of, because I don't want to distract from this, but I just want to add some color. Okay, good, Karen, because y'all treated me so wrong. Y'all treated me so wrong. We used to build go-karts out of like milk crates and wheels from, I don't even know where my siblings got, and wheels from whatever, and a what was it? A lawnmower engine. And so we used to have to go and pull the little thing so the lawnmower would go, and that would drive the go-kart, right? Think about that. Think about that, right? Think about that. You don't give your kids video games. We had some as we got older, we had some video games in the house, but you give your kids all of the tools, wood and wheels and all these little things to build and create their own thing, right? And see how that feeds creativity and feeds problem solving, builds problem solving skills. Arts and crafts. I want to teach my son to knit. Why? Because it's a craft. It's something he can do to relieve stress. And so what? He's a boy. So what? Why can't a boy knit? We're going to go out there today with the WD-40 and see if we can't get his bicycle together. We're going to build a enclosure for his hamster. We're going to build it. I could go buy one. I could, but y'all know me. I don't want to. And maybe it's going to cost me more to buy the things necessary to put it together to build our own. But every day I will walk into my living room, because that's where he's going to live, in the living room. And I will see something we built, we put together. I come into my living room. I am a practical person. I don't care much about having things on my wall. But when the thing on my wall has significance, I care very much. So when I can walk into my living room and I can see my dad's painting here, my dad's photo here, and I can see the paint night photo, the paint night painting that we did that helped me support my niece's business, and I can see enclosure that my son and I built for the hamster. I'm coming into my space and I'm seeing me, and I'm seeing us, and I'm seeing family, and I'm seeing ingenuity and creativity. And when I put on a scarf, regardless of whether that scarf has a little imperfections or not, it's a scarf that I made by my hands, right? That I poured my energy into for you or whoever else I'm giving it to. All of this was taught to me. All of this was taught to me from the growing up that we had, Karen. We had fun growing up. We got into trouble. We got our tails beat. We did stuff we wasn't supposed to do. We did lots of stuff we were supposed to do. We were terrors. Your grandma, do you still crochet, Tobiah? We didn't sit in front of the TV and binge watch Office. We didn't sit in front of the TV, sit in front of video games and sit in front playing video games all day, every day. We created our own fun. When we got bored, we found something to unbore ourselves. Sometimes it was stuff we shouldn't be doing, like beating up the neighbors, twin boys for getting us in trouble and making them kiss. You know, whatever. Whatever. We had fun. We had fun and we all survived. Etienne will grow well rounded. He will, because his mama gonna round him out. Thank you. I feel good today, guys. We got up this morning, and I don't feel good every day, right? Do we feel good outside until the street lights came on? We knew how to tell time, right, Karen? We knew how to tell time. What time is it? Time for you to have your ass in the house, or else you about to get beat. That's what time it is. What time is it? Time to go outside. The sun is up. Time to go outside and play. We didn't need to. I mean, you know what, Mama, correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear we used to wake up, my mama would still be sleeping, be like, I'm going outside, and out the door. Before the sentence is done, out the door. We didn't come into my mother's room, can you take me to the park? No, my mother is asleep. She ain't going to the park. Look, for a certain amount of time, the park was right across the street. No, go with your brothers and sisters. That's why you're supposed to have more than one kid. That's why you're supposed to have more than one kid. No, tell your sister to take you to the park. Outside to the street lights. We wake up in the morning. I don't even think we ate all day long. Food? Who needed food? If we did eat, we would run in. Listen. Okay, so my son is a foodie. He is very food motivated, right? It's not healthy. We're trying to change that, but he is a foodie. He will not go outside without thinking about where's my next meal coming from. And I'm sure that as he grows up, when he gets older, he's going to remember his favorite meals, right? And a lot of his favorite is going to be around what he ate, right? Y'all, I don't remember eating as a kid. Now, I'm sure I did because I'm still here. I don't remember eating. I remember sleigh riding. I remember building forts outside. I remember building go-karts. I remember having my hair pressed. The only eating I remember is like I ate some donuts that had ants all over them and I thought they were chocolate donuts and I didn't realize they weren't chocolate donuts until the damn donut was already in my mouth and there's ants crawling everywhere. Yeah, that was terrible. Okay, terrible. I remember peeing in the mud, peeing in the dirt to make mud so I could make a mud pie. I mean, I don't remember eating. My life was not centered around food. My life was centered around waking up, going outside and playing. I had cereal. I remember that. I had cereal. I had spaghetti, meatloaf, and stew, and chili. Spaghetti, meatloaf, stew, and chili. That's it. That's the only, and ramen noodles. Those are the only things I remember eating growing up. That's it. I think my mama didn't feed me. I think that's what it was. I think y'all didn't eat. She starved me. Looking for change so we can get candy. And 50 pieces of candy. That's why I got jacked up teeth now. 50 pieces of candy because they were cost a penny. Right. And then your tooth falling out and you're throwing all your candy away because you don't want your mama to know that you ate all that candy, which is what made the tooth fall out. You didn't know the damn thing was going to fall out anyway. That's what happens. Your teeth fall out. We did. We ate a snack and ran right back out. Right, Rose. But I don't remember what any of those snacks could have been at all. I do. Oh, I do remember salad. I do remember that I've always loved salad, even from a little girl. I would run in, give me some a head of iceberg lettuce, cucumber, and tomato. I do remember that. Karen said that's because we had sandwiches that we ate outside. Ah, okay. Because I don't remember, Karen. I used to sell penny candy in high school. I ate everything in sight. Tobiah, that's why you big as a giant. That's why. And that's probably why my son is like that too, because he's a giant too. You know, y'all giants, y'all got to eat. The rest of us, I don't remember food. But I remember all of these activities, not food. My mama didn't feed us. She sent us outside. Go grab some bread. Go outside and play. Don't come back in until the street lights come out. And it wasn't even just about us having fun. It was about her having a break. Get out. Get out. Be home when the street lights come on. We need to recreate those experiences. So we're gonna make a trip to St. Louis. Mine was raw veggies and dip or peanut butter. Yes, I remember we used to do raw veggies with sour cream and onion dip. Penny candy, 3 pieces for a penny. Oh man, Tobiah, that was before my time. By the time I was coming up, it was 1 piece per penny. Look, if it's 3 pieces of candy for a penny, you know that's not even penny candy. That world, oof, I would have died in that world. I think I'd be having. I think I would have dentures right now if candy was 3 pieces for 1 penny. I think I would have dentures. You know what, guys? We can think about all the things that are going wrong right now. We can. We can spend our time depressed, anxious, upset about all the crap that we are dealing with right now. Or we can come and have a conversation on a Sunday about all of the wonderful things we experienced growing up and how we are shaping the lives of those who are coming up under us, behind us, or beside us, right? We can look at, despite all of the crazy, in the world, because I guarantee you folks were getting raped and kidnapped and everything else when we were coming up. That was happening. It was happening. I know I almost got accosted. I'm not going to say raped because they weren't going to take my clothes off. But I do remember getting attacked by some white boys at Lafayette, the park in Lafayette Square. I do remember that. And I do remember getting my butt beat. I don't know why I got whooped. I got whooped. I'm the one that got attacked and I got a whooping. Messed up. Food was cheap back then, 35 cents for a hoagie sandwich. Wow. Yeah, that was cheap. But was it cheap because was 35 cents a lot, right? It was cheap, but it was probably a lot for you at the time. Yeah, we need a time machine. When you find that time machine, can you bring it to St. Louis? We're going to all take a trip to St. Louis. We're going to go back in time. And we're going to visit everywhere, right? We'll all do it together. One big happy family, okay? When you find yourself getting caught up in the crazy of today, just go back in time for a minute. Go back in your mind. Go back to the wonderful times that you had last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 35 years ago. Be thankful for the experiences that you had that have led you to where you are. Look through your photos. Look through your memories, whatever way that you have kept memories alive in your life. Look through those memories and sit with that for a moment to bring yourself back to your happy place. Solidly who you are. They were, but they weren't organized like they are now. What was that comment about? Make sure that you always find a way to remember who you are, remember where you come from. Information overload. That's why people are more anxious and depressed. You have to protect what and how much you intake. Yeah, exactly. Check out sometimes. Check out. You had a better life when you didn't know everything that was going on. Get involved, make changes, but check out when you need to check out. And don't involve your kids in everything that's going on. They don't need that anxiety. I had the boy, he was at Chelsea. Chelsea's looking for a job right now, and he was really worried. He was like, Mom, is she gonna be okay? I just need to know if I should worry about her. Don't worry about her. She will be fine. He's taking on concern for his older sister. He's 13 years old, taking on concern for her financial situation. She's fine. Don't stress. Don't worry. Time to pull out the old photos and videos of happy times. Exactly. Exactly. Why you think I have this up on my wall? I was at Michael's. I'm sorry. I was at Joann's buying yarn for knitting. If you saw this on Facebook, you know it had way more completed, but I took it all apart and started over again today. That's what knitting does. It allows you to check out. Yes, I'm doing that. I'm finding that ability with the knitting now. Rose told me I was going on overload, which is what I do. I overdo everything. That's just who I am. And I was knitting too much, and so my hands were getting sore. And Rose put me on a restriction that I can only knit for 20 minutes at a time. So if you want to get your order in, you better get it in because I'm not rushing to get it done. So if you want your hat and scarf before it gets cold outside, you better get your order in now. And make sure you put a down payment on your stuff. That was about the rapists who were back. Oh yes, okay. Thank you, Tobias. Then you for the trip down memory. Oh, thank you for the trip down. Much love, my sister in Christ. Definitely, Karen. Much tremendous love. You know I love you, girl. But I was at Joann's buying some more yarn, and then I saw this. I needed to get a frame, and I wanted to get a yellow frame so that I could have some yellow, but with this black and white photo. But they didn't have yellow frames, and I just felt like I really need to get this picture up. I need to get some of these pictures up that I have up from my father, and they had these frames on sale. Buy one get one free. Now they're not the most expensive, best quality frames, but looks fine to me. And if y'all know me, look, a frame on the wall, that's new. Next step would be a better quality frame. But right now, the fact that I have the photo in a frame that I framed it, put it on the wall, measured it out, hung it appropriately. Yeah, that's me showing off right now. I'm going back to my drawings and painting. That's very good. My niece, Kai, I have a niece named Kai, and she has gone back to her artwork, and I'm actually might have her draw me a yellow snowflake or something connected to this photo. Draw something for me that, oh, Ben Franklin. Yes, I remember Ben Franklin, girl. This is the penny candy place. Anyway, I'm going to go, guys, but I want to thank you always for being here in my mind. Even when you are not here at the tea time table, I have you in my thoughts. You guys are a part of my family. Suli, I'm not kidding. We're going to make a plan. We're going to make a plan to get together as a tea time table. As a tea time thing for somewhere in the springtime or the summer, hopefully, because, and you know what? I do think it needs to be in St. Louis. We need to bring tea time back to St. Louis because that is where tea time really originates from. So thank you, Suli, for making that what the plan needs to be. We're going to have a tea time celebration in St. Louis, Missouri. And maybe I will put that around my 50th birthday and we'll just have it all together. 50th birthday, tea time, in-person tea time. And we will explore St. Louis, the city that birthed me, the city that birthed tea time. Maybe that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start planning that. And I hope that all of you guys can come. We can get a big old huge Airbnb or 2 Airbnb. Rose, I know you live there, so you don't need to be at the Airbnb, but you could come if you want to. We could get the Airbnb. Everybody can get coronavirus tested before they come, so we make sure we are all okay. Or when we get there, we could all get coronavirus tested. Quarantine for a couple of days to get the test back. Make sure we're all good before we come together without mask and everything. We can make it. Plan it. And Karen, you live there. That's right. I'm planning it. I'm going to plan it. So I'm going to start putting it together now. And it's going to be a very safe gathering because, we don't need to be risking our lives to come back to tea time. Anyway, I think that's what I want to do. I had wanted to do a big old 50th celebration outside of the country, but that was before all of this. Anyway, guys. I love you at the tea time table. I love that you are focused on yourselves, focused on taking care of yourself, focused on being there for your people around you. Oh, before I go, before I go, how about before they come, at least a week ahead and stay home? Yeah, we're gonna talk about how we can make sure that we are all being safe and not coming and bringing something to each other. We'll talk about that, and we'll see how we can plan that. So before I get off of here, I want to say, how you gonna celebrate in spirit? You gonna be there? What you talking about, girl? Shut up. I'm not gonna be 50 till next year, girl. Shut up. You'll be there, Chasma. Steve Dorsey's, there's a link to Steve Dorsey's business page. Y'all know I get it wrong. You know I get it wrong. As much as I love y'all, I get y'all stuff wrong, you know. So Suli did us the favor of posting a link to information for Steve. Please go on there and donate as much as you can, as little or as much as you can, right? Even if you donate $5, that's $5 to help Steve move closer towards achieving the goal with his business. And we are about supporting each other at this table. So I'm gonna beg you for money for me. I'm gonna beg you for money for Steve. I'm gonna beg you for money for Bina with her caramels, for Suli. I mean, I'm gonna beg you for money for everybody. For everybody. You come to the table for my mother's book, for Erica's book. I'm gonna beg you for money. So just get the donating. $5, $10, $50, $500, whatever you have, Steve is family, and anything that you have that can contribute to the success of his business is what Steve appreciates you donating. And this is what it takes for us to see our businesses succeed. We need to be there supporting our businesses. $5, $500, $5,000. Whatever you have. I mean, don't give $1. What's that, right? But whatever you have, even if it's only $5, it's the spirit of contributing and the spirit of helping him succeed that matters the most. It's not necessarily the dollar amount. So do what you can. The link is in the group. I have pinned the link, pinned Suli's post. I've pinned it as an announcement. So you can do two things to support him. You can donate whatever you have, whatever you can sacrifice, because sometimes you don't really see. Sometimes you're like, I ain't got it, but I'll sacrifice $5 for you. I'll sacrifice $50 for you. Whatever. Make a sacrifice, contribute to Steve's business. And then also share the link and encourage your followers on Facebook or whoever it is, your email followers, whoever, encourage them to support him as well. We would like to see his educational program as one of the main things out there that our kids are exposed to in schools and everywhere, versus what we see them exposed to now, what we see the resources are for them now. We would like for his resource to be their resources and everyone's resource, right? So let's support our brother at the table, please, and thank you. The link is on my page, in the group, and then share his link, please. And thank you, Suli, again for posting that, because y'all got to keep me on target with making sure I get everybody. If I forget to mention somebody, it's not that I don't support you, and I haven't donated yet. I will be donating. Let's just be clear. I will be donating. I haven't donated, but I have to mind my budget, so I will donate to Steve's fundraiser or to his business on the next paycheck, so that I'm minding my budget and still sacrificing. So do what you can on your time. I'm going to always encourage you to do something, but do what you can on your time, right? And we appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me at the table. Always, always, always. I will see you here tomorrow. Wash your hands, wear your mask, keep your distance. Have a fantastic day.